All right, folks, welcome back to the best smelling fraternity in the whole world, the Fragrance Fraternity. I appreciate you spending some time here. Go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button if you want to join the fraternity and be part of a fantastic smelling group of individuals here. So today I was tagged by the one and only Nate over at Paragon Fragrances. Definitely make sure you guys give him a follow. He tagged me with the topic being 2 fragrances, 1 niche, 1 designer per season. Simple enough. Let's get into it. Hopefully you get a couple good recommendations out of this list. Definitely let me know what your picks are in the comments below. So let's start off with summertime. We're going to be smelling great with Invictus Aqua. This is the 2024 Invictus Aqua. People were really upset that this went away because so many people love this scent profile, myself included. A lot of other brands have taken their shot at this particular scent profile just because it is so appealing and really almost a perfect aquatic fragrance in some ways. So you're going to get obviously a nice aquatic backbone, that kind of watery feel to it, but you also get a nice kind of fresh laundry type sweetness going on as well. It really combines fresh and sweet elements beautifully here. Something that works really well in the heat, something that is a big attention grabber, something that seems to always garnish positive attention. I know for a lot of people this is like their #1 compliment getter, and I definitely understand why. It does have a little bit more of a youthful lean to it, more of like a young man's type of scent here, but you may find that you really enjoy this one, and if you enjoy, fresh, sweet fragrances, something with that combination, definitely worth getting your nose on this. A beautiful citrus in here, I believe bergamot, and maybe some other citruses working as well that give it kind of this zing and this pop. From that citrus that just radiates beautifully as your temperature of your skin warms up in the summer heat. So Invictus Aqua 2024, more similar to the 2016, the original version, than the 2018 from what I hear. But my experience with the other versions is a little bit limited. However, if you like fragrances like Mont Blanc Legend Spirit and you want to try the OG of what that was inspired by, check out Invictus Aqua 2024. Already at discounters. I think I got this 100 ml for right under $100. Pretty fair price if you ask me. All right, let's go now to the niche selection for summer. This is going to be Xerjoff's Mefisto. You're going to have to please excuse my pathetic little 30 ml. But Xerjoff is pricey, so some is better than none at the end of the day, right? You're going to get something similar to Creed's Silver Mountain Water. So if you're a fan of that scent profile, if you're a fan of Banana Republic's Metal Rain, something with that kind of metallic freshness going on, that's what you're going to get here. A little bit different from Silver Mountain Water in the fact that it removes the green tea and it adds a bit of a floral component with iris and rose. And the composition overall takes a little bit more of an aromatic fougere style. It does kind of highlights those aromatic features a little bit more than the Silver Mountain Water does. That goes maybe a little bit more of like a musky approach. Whereas this has more of like lavender going on and other aromatics working in the heart along with those florals. So a bit of a twist on the DNA. You may find that you prefer one to the other. I can't say for certain which one I prefer. I have a lot more experience with Mefisto. All right, now let's move on to the fall time. And for the designer fragrance for fall, I decided to go with the big ass Lightning Bolt. All my Harry Potter fans stand up for Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir. So it's a blue fragrance, as you might, assume with a name like Cobalt. And it is a flanker of the original Cobalt, which is, a fragrance DNA that's been done a lot, just a blue shower gel type fresh. This one takes that fresh, like kind of mass appealing DNA and amplifies it with a nice vanilla, with a nice truffle. It just adds some nuance, adds some richness, adds some depth to that just fresh blue shower gel type of scent profile that has been done a lot at this point, really kind of overdone. I really like the addition of a plum note here. It gives it this fruity sweetness that I'm a big sucker for a good plum fragrance. If you're a fan of 1 Million Lucky, if you know that fragrance, that has a really nice plum note that kind of, makes that fragrance stand out. And although this doesn't smell like 1 Million Lucky, if you're a fan of plum and the way it comes across in that fragrance, chances are you're going to like the way it comes across here. It does look like a black bottle on camera, but there is a bit of a dark blue gradient when you see it in real life, and you can see the liquid inside, so you know how much you have left. It is kind of a tacky bottle. I actually don't mind it. There are definitely some bottles that are worse, but yeah, as far as the actual atomizer on this thing, it's really good. great dispersion. So even though the bottle may be a little bit tacky, the actual, sprayer on this does a really great job. And I'm smelling it in the air. It is just phenomenal. It's a stunning scent, a little bit fruity, a little bit sweet, while still having that blue shower gel feel to it with a little bit of vanilla heft to kind of increase the performance and increase the overall projection that you're going to need as the temperature cools down in the fall to cut through maybe those cooler days as well. So Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir, really enjoying the wearing experience of that one. I think you will too. All right, let's go now to my niche for the fall. This is from the house of BDK. This is probably their most popular fragrance from this house. This is Gris Charnel. Man, I absolutely love this stuff. This is a Netflix and chill type of really cozy fragrance. It's kind of, more for a low-key type of person, not a super loud fragrance, not a super, it doesn't announce your presence to the room necessarily, but if somebody gets close enough to get a whiff of this, I think they're going to absolutely love it on you and the way it smells. Lavender here, you get cardamom, you get black tea, and you get fig and a little bit of iris all working in together beautifully. Beautiful blend here, and just a really intoxicating kind of seductive scent. Good for a date night as well. Good for just staying in and chilling and relaxing. It does have this very cozy vibe to it, which I really enjoy. So check out Gris Charnel from BDK. I believe it's their most popular fragrance from this house. And excellent quality. If you're not familiar with BDK, they are top tier. All right, let's go now to the winter time. It's freezing out there, and you guys can probably relate because the time of this video, I'm hearing it's pretty cold around the United States at least. So let's go with Ralph's Club Elixir. Currently my favorite iris fragrance, and although they don't list iris, it is aura, so it's a little bit this more root, like earthy root type, root of the iris flower is what I'm trying to say, type smell going on here. You can tell though they used a really high quality iris. Iris is one of the more expensive ingredients out there. They definitely did not cheap out because you do get that kind of natural, iris orris smell to it, which is pretty pricey as far as ingredients go. So they didn't cheap out on here. They didn't cheap out on this bottle either. I think it looks really nice. It's got a metal plate here and this kind of Zippo style cap. So you don't have to worry about losing the cap, which is always nice. Beyond that, great performance here, great longevity here, really nice class sophistication, a bit of vetiver in the base as well that gives it it's kind of a woody vetiver in the base here. Don't really get much mossiness that vetiver can sometimes have, so don't be afraid if vetiver is not something that works for you. You do still get some of the original DNA if you're familiar with this line. This is a flanker. You get some of the lavender and some of the aromatics working in here as well. And a bit of freshness, but really it is quite a powdery fragrance. It's quite an earthy fragrance, and that orris really dominates in the most beautiful way possible. So Ralph's Club Elixir, it's going to be my winter designer choice. So now let's go to the niche. So the winter time, when it's cold, it's a great time to bust out some gourmand fragrances. If you don't know what a gourmand fragrance is, it's basically something that smells edible. And a lot of times it's kind of dessert-like or more on the sweeter side. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but a lot of times that's kind of the route that gourmands take. So my choice is going to be Commodity Milk Plus. Make sure it's the plus. They have different concentrations, but I'm talking about the plus version. So Commodity Fragrance is a really awesome brand. They're an American brand, and they have great quality fragrances that you can get for a reasonable price. Some of them are Sephora exclusive, so if you have a Sephora near you, you want to stop in and get your nose on some of these, I think that'd be a great idea. They have a lot of great fragrances. Milk Plus is going to be the one for the winter time though. Absolutely stunning fragrance. Absolutely fell in love with this the very first time I smelled it. It does smell like milk plus cookies. Not as lactonic as you may think when you hear milk. You may think super lactonic. It's more on the creamy side of things with a nice dose of like vanilla sweetness underneath. Extremely long lasting, incredible projection here. I sprayed this on a hoodie that I wore maybe 2 weeks ago, and now when I wear that hoodie I can still smell it coming off there prominently. So if you want to be smelled, if you want to make sure that people are going to be able to pick up your scent, Milk Plus it's a beast. It's in that beast mode category for sure. A very interesting fragrance. Milk and cookies, kind of like a sugary baked goods type feel here. Very interesting. And you may fall in love with it the very first time you smell it if you're into these kind of sweeter cake, dessert-like gourmand fragrances that can be really, really nice in the cooler temperature. So Milk Plus. All right, last season here. Let's go with the springtime. Springtime, things are blooming. So you're going to go with your green fragrances typically is what I think of springtime. Think green. This time I didn't go green with the designer. I did with the niche, but let's go with the designer first. This is H24. This is a musky fragrance and a very, very interesting musky fragrance, quite unique from anything out there. So if you want to, have designer sensibility, when you don't want to be too challenging with your scent choice, but you still want some uniqueness, you want to stand out from the crowd while, still being appropriate with your scent choice, I think H24 is an excellent choice to go with. Musky, it's got a bit of a metallic freshness to it as well. And it has a bit of this like synthetic banana smell that I pick up to my nose. I got that right away, like a banana runts type smell. Not everybody gets that, I do. You can go with some of the other flankers in this line. They have the Eau de Parfum, they have Herbe Vives, which would probably be an even better choice for the springtime. I don't own that one. I do own the Eau de Parfum. I will say the Eau de Toilette is my favorite. I enjoy the brightness and the airiness that it provides. I think if you own one, you don't really need to own the others unless you really, really love this scent profile. But they do have quite a similarity between all of them. You do get that DNA. They flanker quite well in this line. So get your nose on all three. Find which one works best for you. For me, the Eau de Toilette is the one that I'm going to recommend, the original. So yeah, the Eau de Toilette of H24 is a great musky fragrance if you want something a little bit on the unique side that works really well in the spring temperature. All right, last one for today. This is going to be from Etat Libre d'Orange. This is You or Someone Like You. This is a minty, like a mojito type fragrance. If you ever drank a mojito, if you ever smelled a mojito leaf, that's basically what you're getting here, that mint leaf that they have in the mojito beverage. Very green, very photorealistic, high quality here. Quite ozonic of a fragrance here, whereas very watery, very bright, very uplifting. Very much a daytime wear, spring day. Wouldn't really say this is a nighttime fragrance. But if you want something, just uplifting, bright, refreshing, this is a great choice to go with. If you're a fan of mojito beverage, the alcoholic drink, or if you're a fan of just mint leaf fragrances in general with a very like green mintiness to it, definitely check this one out. I really, really enjoy this one. Haven't put too much of a dent in it because it is a bit of a newer acquisition, but I was on the hunt for a mint fragrance for a while and ended up settling with this one. I'm very happy with it. You can get these for a great price. These Etat Libre d'Orange fragrances are heavily discounted from discounters, and they have really good quality too from, they are a French house that's been around for quite a while now. So ELDO, You or Someone Like You is going to be my niche spring pick. So thank you to Nate over at Paragon Fragrances for tagging me in this particular topic. Definitely go check him out, guys, if you're not familiar. I've got a people of my own, got a couple people of my own that I like to tag here. Mr. Vince Sense, going to go ahead and tag you, sir. Fragrance Dude, Randy, I'm tagging you. Selly Knows It All. Mr. Selly, you're going to get tagged here. And then TZ Fragrance, Trevor over at TZ Fragrance are the people I like to tag. If you're a content creator, feel free to tag yourself and then tag me in it so I can see your choices. And if you're not, if you just want to participate, go ahead and drop your sense of choice in the comments below. If any of the bigger channels want to participate, go ahead. I didn't tag you because I know sometimes the bigger channels, you got your whole lineup planned out of content, so it can throw a wrench into it. So didn't want to guilt trip you guys too hard into doing this tag. But if any of the bigger guys, Dedrick, Ross, you guys want to jump in on this topic, please do. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you next time at the Fragrance Return. Keep smelling great out there. Keep bringing that positivity into the world. And I will catch you next time. See you guys. Have a good one.